Yeah. Freemind Family.
Yes.
Now also more danger.
Oh, me did and one GB Boatin.
GB Boatin.
Boatin. I think that's the name never share. So
Boatin the A2. Boatin can be you say Boatin the Akan family.
Yes.
And a Boatin no.
Yes.
The Boatin bit me Eastern region, especially Kwauside Hokakra.
Yes.
And now say Boatin bit me Ashanti region.
Yes.
The I don't know, Fancy Moto Boatin.
Dabi.
For to Boatin.
Mas eko se hwia wo.
So you for the to Boatin. Enti we are with the Megasia Ashanti East Hobo Biana.
Yeah, for Mosa. Yeah, for Mosa.
I see. Sir, if you book dear.
Bibia boko.
And then you may say, now if you are country now, but actually, a house as
a hoboko. Bibia than Aquaso.
Near what we are on Saka because proud to election 2024. This is the second time I know share and meaning or don't know papa or Magana. Now President Kufuor to swing in him saying near and she can call the Ghana for the donor a penal. And also so any AP more elections in them. It is some of us resource buy and yeah, mama. Any researchers didn't come out, see a buy, you know. Some of us need him to the extent that we catch them say MPP and she are Greater Accra after 2024 elections, you know, MPP will not exist in Greater Accra. Research have been a cancer, I mean, this uncommon. And indeed, we shall resource buy and the number of seats and this is now the prediction was so careful. The party will not exist in Greater Accra.
Yes.
And some regions quite here, Ayokata, Oti region and two of the northern regions. And then the upper east and upper west also.
And then the Bono.
And the Bono side was also.
Bono East.
And the Bono East is also either one another. And someone is a secret. It is not Greater Accra and the any exceptions are. So
when you go to Western North.
Western North also.
Yeah.
So,
It's almost when you go to Western region.
You are saying 2.
17. That's 15.
Yeah, 15 2. Tina Ankwankwe. Freemind.
Ransford.
You need come out Kraway with the share remarks.
Okay.
Then the trigger, yeah, now it just demusa. Kufuaduku. Na motivation here.
But I say, where the Mamini can ye amambreka cra. Say, Mania, what feel you can see so dear, say, meant to me and you so aquaniano. I'm fan cheer, I'm penny phobiana, aquese, mebuamu and imtia. Tea, and chakasi a penny can come out, man penny, John Dramani Mahama, Mesanso, Emani, a train quambium. Secondly, no mea, mini penny, Madame Hannah Louisa Bisu Sumichiao. And I feel so, me senior in what I do, Kevin Taylor so Mechiano. And the last but not the least, you know, Metio for Mujina Swina, ni Muamuti Radio Good, and the Pampa Swina, so no. Mechecha will be say, ye na Ghana for ya, my Ghana, and I pen ye. My Ghana, send you, and you might be a enko yenti, and I'm a free Ghana, Aquatina, baby amity. 8 years under Kufuor. Me and Kasado you'll be somewhere in 2014-15. Some right now me active on social media, but now me a dent NPP member. As in say, first time I met about was in 2008.
I see.
Me told my NPP. Secondly, second time in 2012 also no. Me to edema NPP. Intina me you'll be because me busi afo nyina NPP for. Na ye wo areshebu kase wo the past president na Danko Kufuor mu say oba no ye kra na ye no be face enko ba kra say bi obechi rolling simple. The way I will share the achimfo ne the way I rolling step city na enti eja ye bompa ye mu odin na Kufuor be di mampani oba ye no in fact make us say it was a great disappointment, disaster, total disaster. We share the way I remember no o see oba ya na isi aye corner na o say there be we nko ade say I'm sorry anka sentie mu ama your voice nso no empanifo antia o mani go a eguma ye nyina enti no enam so ama maybe social media so somewhere in 2019 mu and I'm very active on social media. Yeah, for me freedom fighters fix the country. I think so you're aware of that. Yeah, they fight it drew baby no now question leadership crisis. as in the kuno cry ye kone saying because na ye tie for no acha say multi pressure on us say enchibia ye kwakoto aba pani be na muyi na ba say yento aba ema no enti ye meeting ahodo na we ya kire na dwen owura we asumasi obi anso a ne din beba on the table bia na say na obi amfa na dwen yi timitiwa na ja mia kasa me calculation as amre no so na afina machasi I may follow Kevin Taylor and I always give that credit to him. Say and I'm Kevin Taylor so and I'm be who the value in the Mampeni John Dramani Mahama because I'm the crampono UGMC money enuma hodo ye no na matini din ebi wo hana minim ba na minim say and I'm Mampeni John Dramani Mahama so and Ghana sakai inti be who the reality na mu say no and yes papa 4 years in poa ne sakai no which made the Juma say, yeah, boy, dear. Then why not? Yes, it's Uncle Fire in Chi, very free. Yes, it's Uncle Fire in Chi. It's not say assassin China Kofa, Mampeni Mahama. And apart from near or your crampono, it was obvious say at that time or no penny ni pa or crowd the numbers are obey me added 2 minute free, Sebu NPP for him. Tina, that was what motivated me to, I mean, me campaigning more near the boy, Mampeni John Dramani Mahama, and Nina no, it because hallelujah, nyamia ibi. Say, Mampeni Mahama be the ene say, yewo arishimu kesi say, eni pana ne beba.
Obeka say ejuma ye de so aba mfaso.
Yes, ejuma na me ye mfaso na me expecting faces. Ne di kan de me nsaka. Ne di kan na say be to NPP aban wo yagu. Ama Mampeni John Dramani Mahama ni NDC aba.
Ne di kan no.
Ne di kan pa no. That was my goal. Say, enkofu no matter what, omonko completely. And we share corner Ghana for so ma on call here now. Ransford. But me can say the data is there. The data is there.
I want a big gap.
It
was a big gap.
A huge gap. That's one gap. It you know, my expectation at also you know is cost of living. Ransford me buy.
What do you buy?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, because Ochina Kra Obekasa. And the SONA beba. Yes. The first state of the nation, you know. You better share topics now, no expectation. Also, so share Freemind Akwaba, say Kenyan Boga.
Aye, Kenyan Boga, sir.
Kenyan Boga, now, but Akwaba.
Medasi.
Okay, Lawrence Kosigati, a member of the NDC National Communication Team. Senior appointment, you know, Odiana Apekiana, because I've seen. Go for the APK, I'm not for sending message. I've seen some on social media and senior Freemind, Yakoya Nimina Yenim Komoi. So far, appointment how do I coso? When you saw monitor me, what you can crack on some crowns and over Ghana. And expectation is so then because chances to see SONA or Mampani for the first time after say an inaugural speech by no. For the first of the Parliament and the Ghana funding about the state of the nation and the expectation for the year. You know, they will never do home. But you personally, ne akoso kakra. Appointment in the Gusua Kosoa. Pick him a bit more and picking you be a bit in your conyano. And now near Mount Shefi or Papa because one my background kakra.
Yep.
And now the 2 minutes seen at the end of the year and the Sankofa. Yes, uncle, Echinenko father, Papa and Famra. Yeah, they are the ba. Then the training.
Ransford, Messad was CBM. I think so far so good. On I'm console, I feel I'm saying NGB will be trying the second month in Swabi.
Yes.
But so far so good. And with the appointment, you know, I know that there be a mekase major the amano. Eja onona yade to me ashaninsa and onona will name nipekua or ni wamubuma ina ebeboano. Media and say I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Yes, here the social media here near the yanko baby koya yebeka koyin suwa yebeka. And I see a holiday Mami Nyaima Mampeni John Dramani. But so far they're so good. So far so good. Especially with the appointment of Sam George in Samuel Okuja Toblakon. I was so pleased with it. I think that so far, you know, those two are my best.
I see.
Honorable Okuja Toblakwa. And yes, sir, on Semiakasa. No, be so. But the TSM Miakasami, I love people who are very hard and vocal.
Okay.
they say the thing the way it is. Or be a radical kakra. That's my temperament.
Okay.
It is a ubitisa, ya na managing home. Yes. Inti we some Georgians so about parliamentary issues are quite radical. And only idea before home. And same thing applies to Mr. Samuel Okujeto Blackwanso. And with the SONA 2025, yes. Say what to expect here. That nature American is I say. I feel that my penny John Dramani Mahama ba. The state of the nation, you know, and no one Ghana for Jina so the 2 about last year. I think say Sebu building the nation, you know, and miracle. And I will be any who are wait me the Muslim, you know, I'm making any drastic change here. Sebu, yeah, Kasa Krabono, Ogusua, in penny for. You know, maybe what I'm expecting from the president, you know, is to come and tell Ghanaians the reality on the grounds. Say, Miniam Ghana for a jago, nyaba, or my no monia, the Ashe yen seri. Now, ye buy, you know, say na or my city, Sikasi, and yanum dija ye. Amanano and confunetu, we know be any tria, rage hair, and donko. All the scandals are a course so in the past 8 years, no. And Ghana for being Ghana said Doom so asaba, minim Doom so cry, I can't was but in case of Doom so asaba, and I say free NDC. Because I be NDC to be fine in film, you know, call imported Doom so free baby. May say go yanum ya now solve problem ya NDC ababeto. I am entreating His Excellency Mampeni John Dramani Mahama. Say when you're bold enough, let him open the books. Not Ghana for kind. Said this is the current situation. And you know, we are all coming to build. On say so far no. There are some policies or the aba many say in regards to foreign travels. Say extravagant traveling be I home here na wabani wa trip near the yes, that's the first step. You know, be books no na Ghana for you say economy no ni Hong Kong no bibia kwata e kase near de. This is the IMF loan and Kofuno Kwaji, a casting in the name or minor, a hasi and a year chassis free. So I am not expecting the president to talk Ghana for some buy in fee, sorry, Bosmi Nuni, when yet, no, and no beba later. Because we all know, say, he's a nation builder, and it's not Ghana for a time 30%, they might, no more, your time over 50-70%, they might, NDC, no, you know. The first state of the nation address, you know, to let the people know the realities on the grounds. You say former sanitation minister, more than $2 million as he can't feed passy. Say afahi and fahi will be any baby. Henty or mechanical French Ghana for now. I think that you bet me at Nasi a debate on the rule state under NDC maybe next year, and I say at the latter part of the year. If the president goes back to parliament to give the state of the nation, then we can expect to hear what NDC have done so far. But with this meeting, I think it's just a reflection of what went on in the past 8 years of Kufuor and the nation records. Ne entourage na omuina kabo museo maino. Tino, Ransford na I think so bisamia. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Na yenshade. Okay, so Dr. Johnson Siama and so and identity ban Freemind. When you acquire the central bank under the leadership of Akufo-Addo Faso, a good bank so Kruma.
Yeah.
Bank for Kwamuchim. Now, administration assistant 2 months in the year. A new governor has been appointed, and then the deputy. What do you have for them?
Simple. For the past 8 years, I always start by saying about the past 8 years because 8 years need dear. Ransford. Horror movie as America winning the biggest award in Hollywood. In fact, it was disastrous. And I said, Mikaya somewhere in 2023, fix the country time no more and ebetodwa. Say for the first time, EBS in Adebia, my senior brother might know, but me the name in TV that central bank aboka. And aboka to so.
Yeah.
As at that time, no. Now you can't a car central bank in Aboa. It was about 60 billion plus. ATM youth no be sorry say yɛnte ase e na mo go ade ye de o man share won sa bank kra Boakye na the central bank empo boka de ene na the other businesses there e de na omo nye intieja e ma megunu no to ye ho go mountain so say omo ye oye kire akọ Bank of Ghana premises akobisa enchechemu ni ntia bank no boka. The governor Ernest Addison at that time e ba bonten kire youth na e ba ho ne say omo ye hooligans say on tiasie ni bi ntia o say youth no ba ho bebisa say di ntia bank na boka. And apart from a Ghana bank in boy, so they were okay. They saw to the collapse of certain prominent banks in this country. Those banks, used to employ over thousands of people. Ebini GN Bank, you see, and me ko Kumasi, me nam kwaso ko Kumasi. I saw GN banks, I think say bear me and sa. Osha say mponchi di ho grow. Sinyayo se mkusiu areho. Ni na be bibi tantan but meanwhile no the owner of the Gent Bank Mr. Parker say Indio no. Oh yeah campaign the ma NPP abai. Na so ba they saw to the collapse of the bank. And maybe crack or now shows so on mainstream media crack say they can't even feed their families and what have you. Ain't you know? As and as Addison kwa me de madrimu a was say NDC prosecuting no. Because the man has been an economic terrorist. Oh, yes, ye can't life for what say no. Any ye economy, ye seek a same more, ye share in sa one mismanage ya. See, Johnny say, Uncle Sa, the other question ye try a sebia to wa, ubi aba bedi Ghana bank and any say, Insasenka or no bebon home wedding, ama bank and no crampono, and young Faswana, ye de abua, SCC Ghana no, we say, after all. And as I say, crab wrestle or ye yabo kabru cra and kusiaga, it no so bad, no beya no so beya. Etimedia minyansemu any madri mua, and this in penny for Mampeni John Dramadi Mahama 18 year, often in NC form. Now, and as others in Sanya Matisse, Yaton Safre, the former finance minister, Ufuriata, he says it's a US no, it's a Hindo, yes, it's a nature na okui, maybe a Yamati no, never make it. You'll be so good nature, will be saying, there. Senka wayabo damna sebi u yadina kosa ya kwa jaya asa. Si omra ema meyi nsemu anu awu dwane no. Wo se yade NS Addison so eto on the wanted list of ema ye ma ho kwan ma ni free Ghana man yi mu ye prosecute no. Na the new governor na waba no. Mestre no meaning say NDC for they are different. You understand? It's something we have sat on social media, are propagating over the years. Say NDC is a different party, which I can attest to that fact. Especially the first 4 years under Mampeni Mahama yen fatohon. Say enyuma Mampeni Mahama ye in fear nine enyagro. Intino new governor Yabei, I believe we say things will begin to change. Now money printing issue no. A honor accept no Ransford. And the cost of living I can't want me. Maybe Ransford, the money they run like gas. As in ya be gas pipe be as a cano cost show. Maybe I wouldn't say me security amene na me rounds be bra me ko be na no. E me ankasa madam for be me refu crab manchia no. Mr. Godwin, very good guy. On one sponsor baby me dani me security ni ade nyati me de ne say metofu na me dua ne sem ni ade. E no crack e cramp no. Ebusianfo ba ku mienu miensa because they say me blow more than 10,000 in 2 weeks. Wow. Enti ya ma me tell me say me ho say omo moti Ghana crampo a jacket ya be 1,000, 2,000. How do they survive? Must we blame the NDC? We cannot blame the NDC. NDC Efra Bemu in 2017 samre not dollar rate you saying. Sabio, not dollar rate you say. Mampeni John Dramani Mahama at town free $1 to 2 cedis. Eba ya bedru only about $1 to 4 cedis maximum. And coffee about in 8 years. And in 16 plus cedis or 15 or 14 plus cedis. How? Ni manage the money printing because any money printing na a day na and coffee timedi and few what you pay. Ama in a Ghana car are skyrocketing in over the bar. Over the bar. It's all this money printing now and I'm so about me under Baumia's watch. And a digitana or share ya Bank of Ghana Gua. Almost say Bibia no be hide and that digitana. You say the digitana me be you get to grab a craman for your crew ho. You get to your crew ho, man for any juma. Oh, it you know, and Kofna da yenia bo mining for moi say that be America. My senior brother is here. Or NDC ni may come and NDC in penny 40. Say NDC a bo omobre year. They'll be the first party here. It be breaking the 80 in this country. I swear to before God, the man. Simple. Many grassroots you to know it didn't cover on daily basis. Social media that romantic. Adia Ghana for pay. Mampeni John Dramani Mahama and set the example. Help me say NDC to meche and call free emu baku mi enu crampua. Ghanaians will die for NDC. Because you need to of course they want cost of living to come down and all these kind of things, you know. But you to not say Adi baku a one jina solidity social media ebinum che say NDC ni MPP penny say omo che say NDC ba say NDC fra ben mu a MPP akronfo omo wiadio omo yawio ye ba ye nchi obia NPP so ba hey when she akronfo omo prediska o omo wiadio omo so kwa ye nchi obia. So this time no I want NDC to set that precedence. So won't me yet me fa on my bank and sha won sa na won gavino star obia pe bia on ofane se asset ni susu adaka bia tamo pe bia no diska tum tamo pe bia no yiska. Emma yempo kra bisa wo say e di enti na bank ni boka utmenya the audacity e found to catch say hein sebi yo ye hooligans ye nkwasiafo say ye bisa sa question no eti NDC pending for fire nancy from na yembuama this new governor no on deliver by yenchin kwofwe being set example minimum say we live in a democratic nation mampeni John Dramani Mahama ntimi so yen nka say yenchi wintum ye say there be dem bom say echi ni parokra bu ko gina court na se mpo ye hwe ni nsemu na se court to chess okay asumasi anase kwabenti die onifo a Ghanaians have no problem. But whereby you any channel of prosecution be na e be sa na say another 4 years on saba there and na say Sabra no draw Ghanaians will be the ones to decide. Senia omu decided the fate of Baumia ye tam 38.2% bad or see we pay huge gap no. But I believe the NDC is a listening government. Need to make us before I go. Mampeni John Dramani Mahama esha ye bose oba ni ministers emro more than 60 and panso Nancy Obabonte beka say he is going by what he said eti nanamo a otu oba ye less than 2 months ni enyoma o ye krampo chiredi adanse say Mampeni John Dramani Mahama is a listening government. Oral team is a testimony. Investigations a hodua or more year is a testimony for the first time krampo no na OSP Ura kisi eja bin etimi ato nsafre enkofobi no mekra minti ni bida obabonti be su yi nam ka seka baba kraba yi nkobeko nanso eja washasi a auto nsafre enkofobi no ni adenti no we still believe and we hope say bibia ebetimi atoto ye na cost of living no Ransford etimi about for because you see
I only hear ba
hear me pa because bro ewiemu enu na so emframa na e born na wo hye sikasem no ye bibia e hia Ghana for pa se Ghana for beto atia wa sikasem se Ghana for beto abama so a sikasem so aye kani na no e na enuma so anti 24 hour economy ni ye adwuma ye sikasem ukoye na Ghana for nya hoto na I believe say enu tina me say NDC ye ni ya they will be the first party breaking the 8 no crab simple for them.
I see.
Yes. So
okay, yanko ya PC about center for boyen also about bunsa na jajo edi achire poor flu. Okay, 90.5 FM sunie. Yana other Felix stations. So kwa simple so we are live on Rich FM 98.7. I'm a San Chairman community effort and a team near Church Monrovia from Ghana's capital. Name Mamitio, Bank of Ghana.
Bank of Ghana. You started well. Dr. Isiama Onyenfoforo.
Yeah.
Bank of Ghana. Mamakai, Mr. Melisson Na. May you so rest in peace. I'm on Dr. Isiama and Deputy Governor.
I see.
Governors to Dr. Isaac.
Okay.
Before we left power. Until last year, and Yankopon to a friend. Until the entire Bank of Ghana, from Addison, Isiama himself, Isaaku, and all were at the funeral. Perez Dome.
I see.
Last year.
I see.
Now, only classmate in Setepe, medicine now. And he, Yamani Tinkwa, because he there over the expertise. You know, when it comes to the management of the economy, it boils on two things: the monetary policy and then the fiscal policy. And the fiscal policy basically has to do with the government's project, that is the expenditure and the expected revenue, which usually boils down to the finance ministry or the finance minister. Only ebesha omanum ye basano na nye MDC funkotin, nye Ghana funkotin, na MPP full MPC no kura no close to about 90. And our the sumbono was a ball or ye Uraken Ufuriata. So it has to do with that. Now, say a governor of Bank of Ghana is like a driver. A short of power. And you there check the oil will come. And they check the insurance. Say that's it. Now in your market to be a day, you know, Ayena Asana. A best pack woka no crana, a best pack is you look at cram oil, you know, afufa when you kakra. Asana I move. It's basic. In fact, Obiawaye finance and economics we are to a point, you know there are knobs or tools. The tools, and they apply. But let's see what happened. I agree with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. On there, you should Dr. Addison. Abba, now you find there are financial challenges with banks. There are clear tools you can use to salvage the situation. But what happened? There were tools like bailouts. There were tools like merger. Yes, cancellation is part of that. Cancellation of license.
Okay,
is part of it. But they resorted, and that is why I agree with President Mahama that they were inhumane actions. They didn't even look at the people. Boye Juma, and that is why the central bank is there. It is there to salvage situation when there are crises. And in leadership, or in management, your leadership qualities comes to bear when you are in crisis. Nobody becomes a hero in a normal situation. So when we have crisis, and you, as governor, you decide to choose what will rather worsen the situation, then I think this thing must even be investigated into as to why those decisions were taken once we had the opportunity to even do a bailout. And by all calculations, the bailout was even cheaper than the cancellation. So I think there will be an investigation into it. Maybe that a free mind, not Orakasano, Okade Imbebun and a walk Bank of Ghana. And in fact, at the time, members of parliament, including the minority leader at the time, they were referred to as hooligans. Yes, members of parliament.
It's almost staging that demonstration.
Yes, they stayed there, and the other people joined
on board. Yeah,
right. You see, this is the country they were running. They had no respect at all for any human being. That because you have been appointed as a governor and you are doing something that the people, even at the time, what did you do? And I think, like people have called for, I will also support there Obadun Bribino, and I know there President Mahama is not going to renege on that responsibility. There, Akotinaho, and there printing of money is even illegal because it will just cramp the economy. We call something overheating. When you print money without any work done, it brings overheating into the system. It blows your inflation and everything. And that was the situation we experienced. You can't just come and mismanage the economy and think that you can go and sit somewhere comfortable. No. All these people must be brought to book. Dr. Isiama, there you have the experience. And in your time, you managed the situation so well, even though you were a deputy. And I know that you learned under so many experienced people, and we have believed in you there. You use the right tools to get us the right resource. Because you find the budget here what they so what she said here there we will not go beyond certain threshold in terms of expenditure. Now you manage monetary policies in the year, it can still cause a mess. Because especially intervening in the financial market is key responsibility of the Bank of Ghana or the central bank. Until the tools they will apply to intervene to make sure that we will have a stable financial market or financial economy. No? That is where we are expecting there. He would bring his expertise to bear. Now, the results we want. Yes, Ghanaians will never forgive anybody who continue with this kind of mess. I know he has gone through a lot. If say in 2016, na and he went through a lot. Yeah. They were pulling him up and down. In fact, his colleague may so rest in peace again.
Second deputy now.
No, not a first deputy.
Not a first deputy.
Anyway, a second deputy. Wow. Listen now. In fact, at the time, court kade on difono. Oya who party we. Wow. Yes, he went to US and died there. He went through a lot. I know him personally.
I see.
Because now the your power no may masters for Gimpa. It's in fear and meda.
I see.
You see, they've gone through a lot. I know they punished all the financial institutions. You know what happened to Kofi Amwabin. You know what happened to Kwesindom. They all changed, not the collapse of their banks alone. No. They changed in figure.
Amwabin cried, they know, I feel too non crying.
Of course, of course. So now it has become his lifestyle. Because you see, at the time, you have to free your mind to survive. Yeah. And that is what they did. Yeah. Yeah. Had it not been that, they would have gone by now. You are Rishim, on your new person. You know, Addison just came on board and he came with a program. We all know the Japadier document. And you know, he was part of the program, and that is why he stayed on for 8 years. Even when there was mess, he could get that to, you know, insult everybody and calling on the president to even put him in order. No, the president didn't mind anybody because he is perpetuating the agenda that they all have. But I know Isiama, John Dramani Mahama has only one agenda. The agenda is to reset Ghana. He has referred to that particular statement. And we want to correct the understanding of resetting to the MPP. That when we say we are resetting, doesn't mean the dollar will automatically go to 4 cities like Napo and the rest are saying.
Somebody kick about one.
You know, these are childish understanding.
But on the economy.
Yeah.
Economy still on the central bank.
Yeah.
The indigenous banks.
Yeah.
They play key role.
Yeah.
And Yatina Kufaro Nase whereby those indigenous banks were the target.
Yeah.
Virtually Okolapsini.
No. You know, Akufo
ADB, Ghana Commercial Bank, and NIB crash status at the time no na anoting.
Now Consolidated Bank of Ghana
so then now they saying to resurrect those banks because because you see those foreign banks, you know, they are in to make money. At the end of the day, proceeds. They go on bargain. na poor. But say Indum Bank ni jina because Indum can be before they collapsed Indum's bank. What's okay? Threshold now they are from 120 to 400 million. Mejetum. But me bank no I'm a contractor sika and they are execute your project. So if I buy to your car, they will be able to pay me so that Mr. Sumetria sika moji to establish my bank no. But into a opportunity and a poor. So what should this gentleman what's now? I would name the nitty-gritties of a name a common rada. Because President Mahama is bringing him back because no any be a because China got a free mind. I feel now about study system no. Yeah. Because President Mahama that is why your appointment be a man for being TSA. We should appointment now. Power or open for energy. It took the one who knew. So what should your senior brother then as well because we need those indigenous banks into the system and also work for our economic recovery. No?
Economy the financial intermediaries play a major role.
Okay.
And that is why we had a financial policy framework to widen these financial intermediaries, which are the banks, the credit, facilities that what you call microfinance and all that. Because at every point, when you are scaling down, you trickle down the framework. You see that people have access to fund, and when they have access with good monitoring and management of it, you see that the fund will grow. So that is what John Dramani Mahama did to get so many banks on board. But the Akufo-Addo himself and the MPP came with an agenda to build a dynasty. Unfortunately, they've forgotten that we've moved away from dynasty, and therefore there is no way building a dynasty will survive. Until they just came to destroy, thinking that they will be powerful and powerful forever. But unfortunately, we live in a democracy that this kind of style will never be tolerated for a very long time. Until we have moved away from that place. Until today, American, under our bay, he has to get his financial policy framework. There, okay, what is the expectation of the Ghanaian when it comes to banking? Now, say, we're expert today. Now, we cannot go to the commercial banks, but we need access to some kind of fund. Then, which intermediary will be conducive? Urban policy, and I must set it for people to qualify to be on board. So that's it. And Tibesha, at the time, in order to get local banks, the policy was said that to even get a license to operate, you needed something minimal to get the license.
Yeah.
To even operate itself, your operational capital was something that maybe 4 or 5 small banks can put themselves together to get to certain status. So it is about the framework that would initiate the interest for other people to come on board. Sikane de America make the nyimpa no scan. Sikane bi o she bia no, when there is confidence in the economy, people will bring it. When you have the right financial framework, people will come on board. Until the money is there, there was capital flight because the people didn't have trust in the economy. So whatever they get, they take it out. They don't even bring it back in any form and all that. People even shifted their businesses out of the country. It is all because our financial management policies were very wrong, and it was not helping them. Because imagine there, our responsibility back, and you intervene in the financial market, and this is the case. People, who are doing business and focus on forex all the time, they go, they come back, and they are making losses. And you sit down quietly without acting. Inti Sebekaya, personally, I experienced some of the things Mahama did at the time to even reduce the demand for dollar in 2014. The stress on some of us who were at Gimpa in 2014 was that your fees, was almost about $9,000. So $9,000, you pay it in cedis. It was 2 cedis, 20 pesos. Then it moved to 2 cedis, 60 pesos. That was when the intervention came. That no, you can't charge a dollar in Ghana. Yeah. So Gimpa at the time reviewed their fees to cedis. It about at the time exchange rate of about 18,000. Well, 18,500. So that you can at any point in time you are comfortable of paying in cedis. In that demand for dollar and kashampu ayede okofum. So I know, and these were the people who were then managing our monetary sector. Coming on board with the hindsight of some of these actions, when him there, he will definitely prefer some good tools that would first of all stabilize the financial market, and then again bring back the interest in the financial market business, so that the people who invest in that area will come on board. The money is still around, except that people invested elsewhere. So when you bring the right framework, they will just bring the money, and whichever policy you bring, depending upon the category, people will just invest in that category. If they qualify for microfinance with the right category, Bako invest to her. So qualify there, obey a small rural bank, also obeko. And again, the monitoring is also key. You cannot just sit down and say there, oh, people have mismanaged, because the Bank of Ghana itself takes money from the central bank and all other financial intermediaries in support of their work to make sure they would manage you, regulate you, and monitor what you do. So when there is continuous monitoring of the activities of these financial intermediaries, we feel there also obobwa, so that you situation by the time you wake up, you say, oh, this one, all cannot survive. That will create a huge problem. If all well fashioned out financial policy framework is laid, now at the Bank of Ghana, the monitoring department should also get to work, so that at any point in time, you know that everybody is on track. Now Ghana also wafa netampa in that direction. When it comes to the fiscal management, you can trust Honorable Kezlatuba Forsen that he will always do the right thing, at least for that side to pick. When that side pick and we manage this side well, we will get the harmony, and Ghana would get the desired results we all want, or we are fearing for.
Freemind, na wrap it up. Then another person can akwenya na ma person dey wrap it up in next 2-3 minutes na me no wie na fe minya akwan.
All right. Me pese Ghana for inati ase, and it's because Efimra NDC buy for almost 2 months in. Ya shasi ayenya messages and I now when I must say NDC never ya want the somebody dollar net say oko Ghana system or no situation no at the same yenso ni ensase no at the same Safoni Yantias said nation building, like I said before, and miracle. And yet Sebio Tafrache. Let there be light, and there was light. There be Bibia a systematic I don't think there's anywhere in the world that penny be etimide bosumi no empo aye any meaningful project or policy or implemented any meaningful policy. Yes, when you answer na omoka ho asem no. Ya amfa one day pe anasa bosumi no na say no. Sa so na ye ntimi mfa bosumi no so NCC. If you are crab no, if you are building something, it's much more difficult than destroying. Ubetimi de eda ba kwa say bibi, but so ka say usia can take you years. Enti mampani Mahama abai sa confidence ni gidi na ye wo NDC mu ni mu no eno nti ena ye to abama omo overhaul mainly nti ye ma wo mre na ne resetting Ghana na oka ho asem no on chase na on resetting my because me mu say oba yi kakra bi a wa ye kra bo kire say ampa resetting Ghana no yes
we go to car budget.
Yep.
Nah, committee area.
Yep.
Okay. And then Macofo by yeah, and then I see. And when I zoom, I
I say.
Oh,
sorry. What can I cry say? Save you. Ransford. But study BB. I think said Obudum Kanya baby now. Somebody came to write on social media saying, hey, Mahama, don't so asaba. But you see, funny thing, no? Under Kufuado, you don't Kanya, now your money deal, your ECGD. So where is the problem? LPP Bresu are doom so by in Ghana Hadiati. Then energy minister na pope. Common timetable crab na ye bisano crab ka say, ye pa yakasano, let us go and create our own timetable. Bene Mampedi John Dramani Mahama ba NDC aban enya the humility acheche mu ache Ghana for pipeline no maintenance a omo ye ne enioma enam so nti no ebia more experience 1 or 2 power outages. What I say pa eno krambo no fixing no will take some time because for first 4 years onya over 2 dum so now so utmi fixing yansa no problem nti enen ko fiaba na say solution na enam so a office yen enkofu intimi fa bi nka ho enam so nti dum so asaba we should believe we say then this man he has done it before and am so obetimi affix it Ghana for nyina ye man mre the pressure is becoming too much onye miracle worker
but still no system no more cool apart from lighting
than before
yeah one thing I like about John Mahama is that leader there said only problem now solving.
Yeah.
So the moment occur, the first time I say I'll fix it.
Yep.
Me say me ya dia 1 year adie we. Adie na say. Kwa be the first one be ni. San John Mahama so bad.
Yes.
And I said true leader be or good leader be solution first. Who we are. Now was me say you akoko be say what you. But just started to come anybody say and got to one but at the end of the day you have to get it done.
Yes. It just to add some little to what you've already said, we know Mahama onye nipa hofro bia aye sanko fe ya waye bida obetimi aye ya botre any support and any mainstream media the same more radio so ni ade yenso your social media no obetimi aboa ama ne da yeson ne policies of person odigu akwan mu ema Ghana utmire setina o man no fa ne ntuma pefra no I believe things will get better.
All right.